By popular demand, I'm doing a series on glazings. So I'm so excited to get into this, guys. This is one of many.
In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 5 rules for beginners who are glazing and toning, and 5 things I wish I knew starting off. And these are very basic, and for most people that are glazing and toning, this is not, but this is designed for the hairstylist that's just coming out of school. So let's get into it. Hello, my fellow stylists, enthusiasts, and friends. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. I'm Maureen Moody, and I'm a curious stylist. And if you're curious and nerding out on hair color is fun for you, then you may want to stick around. And to all my returning subscribers, well, you all know we're color geeks here. So part of the reason why I have not gotten into glazing is because it can be such a very large subject with a lot of variables. And I find glazing to me is not optional 95% of the time. It's absolutely necessary. And I feel like just like when you get a manicure and you want that manicure to be just spot on beautiful, you wouldn't walk away without getting a top coat. And a glazing / toning is the same thing. It is the top coat to the manicure. You wouldn't walk away without that. And I find that it's super important when you're in the salon that I think it makes or breaks the service. That is another thing. It's super important to understand your color wheel and the opacity of the color, which means how strong the color is, or translucent or opalescent it is, depending on how it's sheared out. And all of those things are things that I feel you have to learn with experience. You can take a very beautiful highlight and wreck it in the toning. And I've done it so many times. And so part of the reason why I have a hard time talking about this subject is because there's so many variables, and I've had to think about exactly how I want to start. And so today I'm starting with my 5 top rules for basics. So this is a good video, like I was saying earlier, if you're starting out, you're just out of hair school, and you just want to know what are 5 things that I should do when I'm glazing. So my rule number 1 for that is there is not one formula to rule them all. Now, in the beginning, when I started out, like 20 plus years ago, I toned everyone with the same toner. I toned everyone with the same toner because I thought it worked, and I was very happy with the results like 80% of the time. There was that 20% though. And I still just didn't understand why it didn't work out and what was wrong with it. And people ask me what are my go-to formulas. And I have like formulas that I sort of play around with, but I never just stick to one because I always like to change things up. I don't want to be bored. My tip for number 1 is don't be in love with formulas that I tend to gravitate to, but I do not have set formulas for certain things. I like to play around. I like to try new things. I like to be experimental. I constantly pick up hair, bleach it, try toner formulas on it because I want to always be expanding, and I find that to be very important for me. So that's rule number 1. Don't fall in love with one formula and then use it on everybody because it's not going to work for everybody. Okay. Rule number 2. Make sure you are formulating for the right level. And so what I'm saying is sometimes in the past, I've looked at somebody, I thought, oh yeah, I lifted them to like a level 9. No, I didn't. I lifted them to a level 8. Maybe they're a 7.5. So I throw the glaze on, and the glaze is not controlling the warmth that I want it to. It's not killing the super bright yellow or orange that's popping out. And it's because I did not formulate for the proper level. So you need to make sure you formulate for the proper level. And one of my favorite tools for that is the Ashley Norman color chart. I'm going to pop it right here. I use this all the time at work. It really helps me to have a gauge. So in the beginning, this is one of those tools when you're first starting out. Even now, I use it all the time. I highly recommend it. So get yourself one of those if you don't have one yet. Rule number 2, when formulating on wet hair, the toner will behave like it is a level lighter than it is. Some people are going to tell you tone or glaze the hair on dry hair for the maximum. When you're wet toning, if you want a level 6 on the root and the hair is wet, you have to formulate for a level 5. Or if you want a level, the hair is a level 9 and you want that 9 to be covered, then you're going to need to use a level 8. So that is my tip number 3. Tip number 4 is make sure you don't take very large sections. You don't have to apply this like a touch-up when you're using the glaze. You can do like 1.5 to 2 inch sections. And then my tip number 5 is you need to comb through your glaze to make sure that the application is applied very evenly. Now I hope you liked all of my little tips, and I am going to be going more in depth. This is just the beginning of this series, so I hope that you liked it. In my next video, I'm going to be going over 3 different glazes or toners and my applications and why I use them and how I use them. You're going to want to miss that one because this is going to be an in-depth series on how, when, and why I pick what I pick. Because just like you can ruin your manicure with the top coat if you don't set that top coat right, you can ruin your highlights if you don't glaze them right. And I have turned highlights more ashy when I wanted them to be more vibrant. I have made overtoned or I've undertoned and made people look not exactly what I wanted them to. Just stick around. I have more on this subject. I am going to continue to break this down more and more over the next 3 to 4 weeks. I might throw in a 3D balayage video where I compare the 2 combs. Hold on a second. Where I compare the 3D balayage comb to the original one. So if you guys are interested in that video, I would love to know, and like leave me a comment below. And hey guys, if you have any questions about toning or glazing and when to do it and why to do it, and some of my favorite colors that I liked, my go-to colors that I like to use when I'm formulating for my glazes, leave that in the comment below. I would love to hear from you guys. What are some areas in glazing or toning that you're struggling in? And what are some things that you would like to know? And I really hope that you found this to be helpful. And if you did, you know the deal. Stick around. I've got more videos on highlights and double process. And so I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye. Your water, okay? I'm not, trying to film a video over here before work. Whatever, dog. Yeah, thanks, dog.